Welcome to my channel Super Rare Coins. Today is best top 2 coins. Please don't skip this video, so let's get it started. The 1993 1 penny Elizabeth II coin is part of the United Kingdom's decimal coinage system introduced in 1971 and represents one of the most familiar and widely used coins in modern British history. The penny is the smallest denomination in the pound sterling currency system, valued at 1/100th of a pound, 1 penny. Although its monetary value is low, the penny has deep historical, cultural, and symbolic significance in Britain, tracing its name back more than 1,000 years. The 1993 issue occupies an important place in the timeline of decimal coinage, being struck over 2 decades after decimalization and during a period of subtle change in British coin design and production. The introduction of decimal currency on February 15, 1971 decimal day transformed the UK's monetary system from the complex pre-decimal structure of pounds, shillings, and pence into a simple base 100 system. The new penny replaced the old penny, worth 1/240th of a pound, with a smaller, lighter coin valued at 1/100th of a pound. This reform modernized British currency and aligned it with international standards. By 1993, decimal coinage had become fully embedded in British society, and the 1 penny coin was a common sight in shops, vending machines, and everyday transactions. The obverse, front side, of the 1993 1 penny coin features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by sculptor Raphael Maclauf, FRSA. This portrait, introduced in 1985, shows the Queen facing right, wearing the George IV state diadem, a crown encrusted with diamonds, pearls, crosses, and floral motifs symbolizing the nations of the United Kingdom. Maclauf deliberately portrayed the Queen with a dignified and idealized appearance, aiming to convey regal poise and timelessness rather than a strictly realistic likeness. His initials, RDM, appear at the base of the neck. The legend encircling the portrait reads, Elizabeth, 2 Reg, FAD, 1993, which expands to Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen Defender of the Faith. This inscription links the coin to centuries of royal tradition and constitutional authority. The reverse, backside, retains the design created by Christopher Ironside, which had been in use since decimalization in 1971. It depicts a crowned portcullis with chains, a heraldic device historically associated with the Palace of Westminster and the British Parliament. The portcullis, originally a defensive gate used in medieval castles, evolved into a powerful symbol of authority, governance, and the rule of law. A royal crown surmounts the portcullis, signifying the monarchy's constitutional role. Around the design appears the 1 penny, while the denomination 1 is placed below. Ironside's design is simple but rich in symbolism, reflecting both Britain's medieval heritage and its modern democratic institutions. The technical specifications of the 1993 1 penny coin align with the standard established in 1971. It was struck in bronze, composed of approximately 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin, giving it a warm reddish-brown color that would darken with age and circulation. The coin has a diameter of 20.32 mm, a thickness of 1.52 mm, and a weight of 3.56 grams. The edge is plain, smooth, with no milling or lettering. These specifications made the coin lightweight, durable, and easy to handle, while also allowing it to function reliably in vending machines and automated systems. The mintage of the 1993 penny was substantial, reflecting the high demand for small denomination coins in everyday commerce. Over 800 million 1 penny coins were struck for circulation in 1993 by the Royal Mint, one of the world's oldest and most prestigious minting institutions. The Royal Mint, based in Llantrisant, Wales, has produced British coinage for over 1,100 years and is renowned for its craftsmanship and innovation. In addition to circulation coins, brilliant uncirculated (BU) and proof versions were produced for collectors and presentation sets. These collector coins were struck with specially prepared dies and blanks to produce sharp details and mirror-like surfaces. The symbolism embodied in the coin's design is deeply rooted in British history. The portcullis symbolizes protection and strength, recalling its original purpose as a defensive feature in castle gates. Adopted as a badge by the Tudor dynasty and later by the British Parliament, it became a symbol of state authority and democratic governance. The crown placed above the portcullis represents the monarchy's role in Britain's constitutional framework. Together, these symbols express the balance between royal sovereignty and parliamentary power, a defining feature of the British political system. The obverse portrait of Elizabeth II underscores continuity and stability, reflecting a monarchy that has adapted to modern times while preserving ancient traditions. From a numismatic perspective, the 1993 penny is a common circulation issue and is generally worth its face value in circulated condition. However, uncirculated or proof examples, especially those preserved in their original Royal Mint packaging, are of greater interest to collectors and may carry a premium. Proof pennies, struck with exceptional care and precision, are particularly desirable for those assembling date runs or complete proof sets. The coin is also significant as one of the later issues in bronze before the switch to copper-plated steel in 1992 for most subsequent pennies. However, some bronze coins continued to appear briefly from existing planchets, making 1993 one of the final years associated with traditional bronze composition. The 1993 issue also falls within the broader narrative of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, which by that time had surpassed 40 years. The Maklauf portrait, in use since 1985, reflected the Queen's maturity and stability as a monarch, and coins bearing this portrait circulated widely across the UK and Commonwealth realms. The penny, despite its small denomination, carried this image into millions of daily transactions, reinforcing the presence and continuity of the monarchy in everyday life. The cultural role of the penny extends beyond its economic function. It features prominently in British customs and idioms, from the phrase, "a penny for your thoughts," to the tradition of tossing a penny into a fountain for good luck. Despite debates about the practicality of maintaining such a low-value coin in circulation, the penny remains an enduring part of Britain's monetary system and cultural landscape. Coins like the 1993 penny are not only tools of commerce but also carriers of national identity and tradition. The Royal Mint's quality and craftsmanship are evident in the 1993 penny. Even as a mass-produced circulation coin, it reflects precise engineering, consistent weight and dimensions, and high-quality engraving. The durability of bronze ensured that many 1993 pennies remain in circulation decades after their issue, often darkened by use but still legible and functional. For collectors, the year offers an opportunity to acquire an example from the mature phase of the Maklauf portrait series and from a period of subtle transitions in British coinage. Finally, the legacy and significance of the 1993 one-penny coin endure well into the 21st century. Next, the one-penny 2005 Elizabeth II coin is a small denomination bronze coin from the United Kingdom, part of the decimal coinage system. First introduced in 1971, the penny, worth 1/100 of a pound sterling, 1 penny, is the lowest unit of British currency still in circulation. Although its monetary value is small, the one-penny coin is rich in symbolism, representing centuries of British history, monarchy, and state power. The 2005 issue belongs to the later period of the decimal penny series and is one of the final issues to feature the classic crowned portcullis reverse design before the major coinage redesign in 2008. The historical background of the decimal penny is rooted in Britain's decision to modernize its currency system. Until 1971, the United Kingdom used a complex system based on pounds, shillings, and pence, with 12 pence to a shilling and 20 shillings to a pound. Decimalization simplified the system to 100 new pence per pound, and the new one-penny coin was introduced on February 15, 1971, known as Decimal Day. Over the decades that followed, the penny became an essential part of British everyday life, widely used for small purchases, vending machines, and even as tokens in games and charity collections. The 2005 penny continues this tradition, representing the maturity of the decimal era more than 3 decades after its introduction. The obverse, front side, of the 2005 one-penny coin features the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley FRBS. Introduced in 1998, this portrait replaced Raphael Maklauf's depiction and was intended to show the Queen with greater realism and maturity, reflecting her appearance later in life. Elizabeth II is shown facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a favorite piece of jewelry given to her as a wedding present in 1947. The surrounding legend reads, Elizabeth II D.G. Reg. F.A.D. 2005, which expands to Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, Elizabeth II by the grace of God, Queen Defender of the Faith. This traditional Latin inscription reflects the Queen's constitutional and religious roles, linking the modern coin to centuries of British monarchy and statehood. The reverse, backside, of the 2005 penny bears the long-standing design by Christopher Ironside, first introduced in 1971 and used until 2008. It features a crowned portcullis with chains, a heraldic symbol historically associated with the Palace of Westminster and the British Parliament. The portcullis, originally a defensive gate used in medieval castles, evolved into a symbol of government and authority. Its use on the penny reflects the strength and continuity of Britain's constitutional system. A crown rests above the portcullis, symbolizing the monarchy's constitutional role, while the inscription, 1 penny, appears around the upper edge. The numeral 1 sits below the design, denoting the coin's denomination. Ironside's simple yet deeply symbolic design became one of the most recognizable images in British coinage. The technical specifications of the 2005 1-penny coin conform to the standard for UK pennies issued after 1992. The coin is made of copper-plated steel, 94% steel 6% copper, a change from the earlier bronze alloy, 97% copper 2.5% zinc 0.5% tin, used from 1971 to 1992. The shift to copper-plated steel was driven by rising metal prices and cost efficiency, but the coin retains the same reddish-brown appearance as its bronze predecessors. The penny weighs 3.56 grams, has a diameter of 20.3 millimeters and a thickness of 1.65 millimeters. Its edge is plain, smooth, with no milling or lettering. These dimensions make it easily distinguishable from other coins and suitable for use in coin-operated machines and vending devices. In terms of mintage, the 2005 penny was produced in very large numbers by the Royal Mint to meet ongoing demand for circulating coins. Over 601 million 1-penny coins were struck in 2005, reflecting their widespread use in everyday transactions. Despite the high mintage, the Royal Mint also produced brilliant uncirculated, BU, and proof coins for inclusion in collector sets. Proof versions were struck using specially prepared dies and blanks to achieve sharp detail and mirror-like finishes, while BU coins were carefully handled to prevent contact marks. These collector versions are scarcer and often sought after by numismatists. The symbolism embedded in the 2005 1-penny coin is rich and multilayered. The portcullis, originally a functional defensive feature, represents protection and governance. Its adoption by the Palace of Westminster and later by Parliament turned it into a national emblem of British democracy and the rule of law. The crown above it reinforces the role of the monarchy within the constitutional system, highlighting the balance between royal authority and parliamentary sovereignty. The obverse portrait of Queen Elizabeth II connects the coin to the institution of monarchy continuity and national identity, while the Latin legend reminds us of the historic traditions that underpin modern British governance. From a numismatic perspective, the 2005 1-penny coin is considered a common circulation issue due to its large mintage. Circulated examples are generally worth their face value of 1 penny. However, coins in uncirculated or proof condition, particularly those in their original Royal Mint packaging, are more desirable and command a premium among collectors. While the coin is not rare, its place in the long history of decimal coinage, its representation of the rank broadly portrait, and its status as one of the final issues with the Ironside reverse make it an important piece for those assembling complete date runs of modern British pennies. The 2005 penny also holds historical significance as part of the final chapter of a long-running design. Just 3 years later, in 2008, the Royal Mint introduced an entirely new set of reverse designs for UK coinage, replacing the portcullis with a new heraldic design based on the Royal Shield of Arms. As a result, the 2005 issue represents one of the last appearances of the original 1971 reverse design, linking it to the first generation of decimal coins. 4. Collectors and historians, this lends the coin additional importance as a bridge between the classic and modern eras of British currency. The role of the penny in the UK economy and culture also deserves mention. Despite its low face value, the penny remains an essential part of everyday transactions used in pricing change and accounting. It also holds a symbolic place in British life, from idioms like "a penny for your thoughts" to traditions such as throwing pennies into fountains for luck. Coins, like the 2005 penny, which passed through countless hands, become silent witnesses to daily life, trade, and history. Their ubiquity belies their deeper cultural resonance. The Royal Mint, which produces UK coinage, has been minting coins for over 100 years and is one of the oldest continuously operating institutions in the world. The 2005 penny reflects the Mint's ongoing commitment to quality, tradition, and innovation. Even for such a low-value coin, great care is taken in its design and production, ensuring that it meets the exacting standards required for circulation while carrying forward the heritage of British coinage. Finally, the legacy of the 2005 Elizabeth II 1-penny coin endures as part of the broader story of Britain's currency. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.